Hello and welcome to the Leveling Up Podcast with me, George Swift. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to help ambitious small business owners achieve extreme business growth through raising their game. I'm here to give you the inspiration, the motivation to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Join me every Monday, Wednesday and Friday for personal development, entrepreneurial development and business growth content. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. Okay, so today it's our Friday 5-minute fix. It's a quick mindset adjustment, an attitude adjustment. It's an idea, a concept for you to take into the weekend, to ponder on, to muse upon, and then to come out maybe creating the changes that you need to next week in order to take you and your business to the next level. Today, I want to talk to you about raising your prices. Now, I have been helping small business owners raise their prices for years, probably now 8 years now. It's been one of my core themes that I repeat over and over, whether that's in my success groups, in my masterminds, or when I go and do talks. There is very little that I talk about that is as controversial, it seems, as raising prices. I get a lot of pushback. Now, a lot of that pushback is from fear. The fear that if I raise my prices, that somehow I'm going to lose business, I'm going to lose my market share, that my clients won't pay it, that the market won't support this new pricing strategy, for example. Some of it comes from the fear of being greedy or how you're going to be perceived in the marketplace. Some of that fear comes from expectations, that if I'm the most expensive in my marketplace or the most expensive in an area or the most expensive, provider of something to a specific industry, then that somehow the expectation upon me will be so great that there's a great opportunity for me to fail. Yes, yes, and yes. All of that is potentially true. However, here's the thing, right? You are more expensive today than you probably were a year ago when you first started out. If you're just starting out right now, then understand this. You will be more expensive in a year, 2 years, 3 years' time. At some point, you will raise your prices a bit, I hope, okay? Some business owners can stick to their pricing for years and years. I know business owners that are charging the same in year 5 as they were when they started out, and they've never really reevaluated or adjusted their pricing or their prices. But the truth of the matter is, really simple, is this. You already are more expensive than some, and you're also cheaper than others already. There's already someone out there in your marketplace, in your industry, that's probably charging twice what you are for a similar product that what you currently offer. Now, if you want some tips and hints on how you can raise prices, you definitely want to go back over this week's podcast episodes, because there's a theme here which is about raising your position in the marketplace, about how you can raise your prices, how you get to charge more authentically and honestly, okay? So it's not just about trying to, screw the last pennies out of your client base. That's not what this is about. This is about you charging more because you're worth more. Does this make sense? Go back and listen to episodes 31 and 32, which were Mondays and Wednesdays episodes this week, because they are going to give you some real tips on how you become worth more, how you can be more valuable to your client base, and therefore how you can charge more. Today's 5-minute fix is really like the hammer that I just want to keep beating this week, which is it's a good thing to raise your prices. I understand that it can sometimes be controversial. I understand that people can push back on me. I've seen it over the last 8 years, and I know the reasons why people do it, okay? They either feel the fear of being dishonest, greedy, the fear of the losing out on business, fear that somehow the market won't support it. I get it. However, I'm telling you now, I have doubled my prices and some. I've 4 times my prices in the past as well. In one go, overnight, I've helped many businesses also authentically, with integrity and honesty, I've helped them double their prices and some, okay? And I want you to understand you can too if you follow the right path, do the right things, etc. You can do it, but the biggest barrier I meet with this is not about how do I do it, okay? I've shared with you a lot this week already on how you can do it. It's the mental resistance to actually doing it. And that's what I want you to really take into this weekend. I want you to ponder it this weekend, which is this. What would stop you from doubling your prices overnight? What would stop you? What would be your fears? Right? Don't project them on me. Don't blame me. I've seen it all before. Okay? What are your fears? What are your resistances? Where's your reluctance? Why would you be reticent or resistant to creating that kind of change in your business? And really look at working through those issues and maybe even reaching out for some help and working through those things to really get yourself to a place where you understand the true value of what it is that you do, but also the importance of and significance of raising your prices. When you raise your prices, you will value yourself more. Your clients will value you more as well. Will your current clients potentially pay twice as much as they are? Probably not. You will have to make some decisions in your business. And again, go back and listen to episodes Mondays and Wednesdays episodes 31 and 32, and hear what I've got to say about that. You may need to transition your business slightly. But here's the thing, when you raise your prices with integrity, when you raise them authentically and honestly, and you do it in the right way, it is good for you, it is good for your client, and it is good for your entire industry. Okay, when the mobile phone world was taken by storm by Apple, Apple released the first iPhone. It was like twice as expensive as every other phone out there. And you know what? They rewrote the rule book on what people were willing to pay on phones. Once people started buying the Apple phone because they appreciated its value and its worth and everything else, and they started paying Apple money, guess what? Samsung came up, Sony came up, and everybody else started charging £500-600 for mobile phones. Then what happened is, Apple brought out the first £1,000 phone. And everyone's like, my God, the market won't support a £1,000 phone. Who would buy a £1,000 phone? Well, guess what? A lot of people will buy a £1,000 phone. And then guess what? Everybody else then brings out their £1,000 phone. Apple's top of the range phone right now, I think it's like 1,600 quid or whatever it is that I paid. People are now pointing at, trust me, there'll be a £2,000 phone soon, right? And people are thinking, no one will ever pay a £2,000. Yes, they will. And not just one or two people, by the way. There'll be a lot of people that will pay £2,000 for the right phone, okay? Well, it might be a year from now, maybe 2 years from now, I don't know. But trust me, it will break £2,000, okay? And Muggins here will probably buy one because I can't get enough Apple and I'm addicted to Apple and I'll spend any money to get hold of the latest Apple technology. And I actually really appreciate the phones and I value them and I do all this work that I'm doing with my business with these phones and everything else. I justify my purchases to you. But you get the opinion, okay? You get my idea, sorry, which is really simple. The market will support innovation in pricing. It will support, raise prices. You just have to do it in the right way. But before you can get into the how do I raise my prices, how am I worth more, lots of hints and tips in episode 31 and 32. The first question is really simple. Why wouldn't you? Okay, what's the resistance in you? Where's your fears? Where are your doubts? How can you overcome those fears and doubts? What do you need to do to reassure yourself that raising prices is good for you, that you can raise your prices? But fundamentally, I want you to understand this. You are probably twice the price of somebody else already in your market area. There's probably someone doing it for half what you're charging right now. What makes you worth twice what they are? Ask that question. The other thing is this, you may well be the person that's charging half the amount of the other person, okay? So someone's charging you twice or charging twice as much as you currently are, and ask yourself that question, right? Well, how are they charging twice? Why are they charging twice what I'm? So understand this, right? There is almost certainly someone charging half what you're currently charging, probably someone doing it for free somewhere, okay? Whether they're starting their business up, trying to get testimonials or whatever it might be, there's probably someone out there doing it for free. Certainly there's someone out there doing it for half the price, a lot cheaper than you are, and there's someone out there doing it for a lot more than what you are. Maybe 2 times, maybe even 10 times what you are currently charging. Okay, it's just a scale. When you target the right client with the right solution in the right way and you package yourself up appropriately, you become worth a certain amount of money. Do the work around that algorithm and you can become worth more money or you become worth less money. I've given you lots of help this week on Monday and Wednesday's episode. Go and check those out if you haven't done already, episodes 31 and 32. Take this thought into the weekend, challenge yourself to think, right, doubling my prices, look at all the resistances, work through those resistances, and really have a price raising strategy in place in your business. This is how you are going to grow your business. This is how you're going to scale your business. Okay, awesome guys, nice one. Have an excellent weekend. Until Monday, be successful, and I'll see you then.